welcome to Adaptation, where we talk about film adaptations and the original material they're based on. I'm Kendyl Bryant, and it is finally time for my dream cast of Angie Sage's Magyk, just in time for October. One of the things that I really love about this book is that it doesn't just focus on the children, but the whole family and most of their friends are also in on the adventure. But that, of course, led to a very large cast, so I did not get to everyone. In fact, among those that I didn't cast are some of the most important characters in the book. And that's because a lot of the most important characters are really young. Septimus, Jenna, and Marin are all 10 years old, and Nico's only a year or two older, and I'd like to see them all played by little or unknown actors. I of course feel very strongly that they should stay in the 10 to 12 range and not be aged up. And this of course means we need a really strong adult cast. Another thing to mention before I start actually casting is that in the world of Magyk, all wizards have green eyes and all witches have blue eyes. And I would really love it if the movie stuck to that. However, I didn't cast according to eye color. I just hope none of these people have issues with contacts. So let's start with the Heaps, who, with the exception of Jenna, all have straw-colored curly hair and bright green eyes. The first character I cast was Sarah, who I'd like to see played by Alex Kingston. Now, Sarah doesn't get a lot to do in this book, even though she's present for a lot of things, and so I wanted to cast somebody that had a lot of personality to make up for the possibility that the movie might give her even less to do. And paired with Sarah, I would like to see Simon Pegg as Silas. I was looking for somebody that had comedic experience, because even though Silas isn't outright funny, he is kind of socially oblivious at times. He really can't read the room, you know, and to make that funny instead of awkward, it needs to be played by somebody that gets that comedic timing. Next in line is Simon, who is the eldest of the Heap children at 18 years old. I'm kind of breaking my own rules with this one by casting someone significantly older, but I really wanted Thomas Brodie Sangster for this role. Simon makes some mistakes, and particularly for this movie, I wanted him to be somebody that the audience wants to forgive at the end. I think having Thomas in that role will leave a bit of ambiguity without getting into future events. Now, I said I wasn't going to be casting Jenna, but when I saw this picture of Nev McIntosh, I thought, that's exactly what Jenna should look like when she grows up. Which means it's exactly what the Queen looked like. Long dark hair and dark violet eyes. And if I was making this movie, which is kind of the whole point of this, then I would definitely start off the movie with the Queen's death in flashback. If you don't recognize Nev, she is Madame Vostra from Doctor Who, which I think means she can act sufficiently queen-like. Moving on to a character that would get a little bit more to do, I'm casting Indira Varma as Marcia Overstrand, the extraordinary wizard, who is described as having dark curly hair and being clean, shiny, and expensive looking. Indira has a very sleek, in-control look about her, and I think she can look sufficiently annoyed at all of Silas's antics. Plus, she's very warm when she interacts with the children, so I wanted to cast somebody that could pull off all of those things. For Aunt Zelda, I thought that I would give Imelda Staunton the chance to play a good witch, with rosy cheeks, a comfortable smile, frizzy gray hair, and piercing blue eyes. I think Zelda is really underestimated for a lot of the book, especially in comparison with Marcia. So I like Imelda for sort of flying under the radar until she really shows how much power she has. Physically, the description for Sally Mullins would fit better for that casting, and my pick for Sally would fit better for Zelda, but I still want Miriam Margolyes for Sally instead. She's meant to have wispy ginger hair and a chubby round face, but her Hufflepuff roots make me think she would make an excellent cafe owner and helpful busybody. Last we have Morena Mould, head of the Wendron Witches Forest Coven, who has bright blue eyes, of course, long dark hair, and a voice like a soft forest burr. I'm casting Lena Headey for this because I would love to see her as this powerful, earthy, sensual character. She makes Silas nervous, even though he's not sure why, and I could definitely see Lena making anyone nervous with just her presence. And that is all I have. I know it might seem like a strange mix, but I hope you agree that it would work for just that reason. You might have noticed that I didn't cast Alder or Dom Daniel, and that's because I just couldn't find what I was looking for. So I hope that you will help me cast them in the comments, along with leaving any agree or disagreements that you have with the people that I did cast. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, check out our podcast on iTunes, and follow us on all our social media, which is linked in the info section. Until next time, remember, wise are just eyes in disguise.